Morning, all. All right, so it is October the 1st. We're now into a month where some National Hockey League regular season games are going to get played. And it's a news video. I'm wearing Boston. I wish I was wearing Boston for a happy reason, but no. So yesterday, Cam Neely came out and said, basically, if I was Jeremy Swayman, I'd have 64 million reasons to be playing right now. And insinuating that there's been a deal of 8 times 8 million made to Swayman. His agent has come out and said no, that has never been offered. Frank Saravelli has come out and said that there may have been an offer of 8 times 7.8, which is not 8 times 8. And I've seen people, oh, it's the same thing. It's not though. And I think really here where Swayman and his agent could be taking offense is why are you going out and complaining to the press rather than getting negotiation done? And so a negotiation that back in June we were hearing about everything's great, it's cordial, it's fantastic, can't wait to get the deal done, shouldn't be a problem. Now his agent saying they're going to wait a few days and then decide what they're going to do. And so over the next few days they're going to decide what they're going to do. And so again, Boston traded Allmark. Now it appears they've alienated Swayman with the statement yesterday. And I don't know what that does. I don't know what that proves. I know I've followed the NHL long enough to know that the PR battle is a real thing. And the Boston Bruins have always been big on the whole PR battle. But do you want to pick that battle with your starting goaltender? Because if they end up in a position where they have to trade him, it's not going to get easier because there aren't teams out there that have that amount of cap space that currently would look at Swayman and go, well, this is perfect time to bring him in. The teams with a ton of cap space aren't going to want to make the kind of deal that Boston would be looking for because Boston would have to get a goalie back in that trade. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes from here. I feel like Boston's bungled it, and hopefully this works out for the best for the Bruins, but it does feel like they bungled it. And it doesn't feel that dissimilar to when the Canucks traded Corey Schneider, making Luongo the starter, which was kind of weird too, because Schneider had taken over as the starter, and then they alienated Luongo, and Luongo wanted out. That took longer though. Boston's doing this on a speed run, so we'll see where this ends up. But let me know your thoughts. Does Swayman end up traded? Does he end up signing in Boston? And yeah, let me know your thoughts on that one. David Reinbacher. So what's interesting is that we still don't know how long Line A is going to be out. We know Line A is going to be out for a while. Reinbacher's injury happened, but people were so concerned with Line A. There wasn't a lot being said about Reinbacher, but Reinbacher has had knee surgery. He's going to be out 5 to 6 months for the Habs. So it does mean he gets his NHL pay while he's injured, and we'll see if when he's ready to come back, and that's in 5 or 6 months, we'll see whether or not those games would be with Montreal or what happens there. But yeah, for the Habs, this is a tough blow. Reinbacher, of course, a huge part of the future on that blue line. You don't want to see him going through these kind of injury problems that early in his career. And we still don't know how long Line is going to be out. It could be quite some time. Feel good story from last night's games. Jeremy Brodeur, the son of Marty Brodeur, of course, he saved 29 out of 30 in a 3-1 win over the Rangers. I know the Rangers rested a lot of their regulars, almost all the regulars. It's still a good feel good story. So Jeremy Brodeur saves 29 out of 30, plays the whole game, and again, he did not look dissimilar from his father in the net either. So kind of a fun night. The New Jersey Devils also, amid some roster moves, have released Hutchinson from his PTO. So Michael Hutchinson, I would imagine, will now report to an AHL franchise, maybe Utica, and go from there. But he has been released from his professional tryout by the New Jersey Devils. Interesting note from the Flyers game last night, a game where they lost 4-3 against the Islanders, but Kolosov did play half of that game. He saved 7 out of 8 shots that he saw in the roughly, I think it was 29 minutes that he ended up playing. So nice to see Kolosov get into action, get into the net. And yeah, so that situation has been resolved for now, and we'll see what happens with it from here. Also from last night's games, Darcy Kemper had a shutout for the LA Kings. 23 save shutout. Yes, it was against the Ducks. But yeah, 4-0 win for the Kings. And Again, it's preseason, so these stats all get wiped out in less than a week. But it is still good for a goaltender to go out there and feel good, put up some good numbers as we get ready for the regular season. So, does it mean anything? No, but I do pay attention to individual performances. I think that's more important than the end score. So, this is a good news thing for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, they're below the cap floor. And there's been discussions about how they're going to get there and would the NHL do anything for them. Special circumstance, of course. And apparently the league is waiving the cap floor for Columbus. They're apparently just, according to Aaron Portzline, they're 1.4 million below the cap floor. So it wouldn't take much for them to get to the cap floor anyways. And the NHL is giving them it says it's a reasonable amount of time. We'll see what that means, how long that is, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or maybe a couple of months. But Columbus is not under any pressure to get to the cap floor, because I've had people asking, so does Johnny Gaudreau's contract and cap hit come off? Yes, it does. The bonus they paid him on July the 1st is still on the cap, but that does not get them to the cap floor. So they are currently residing below it, and the NHL is just basically saying, just take your time. I think the NHL understands that it's not that simple for them to just go out and trade for a player, and you want to make sure you're making the right trade for your team and all that. So I think it's a good gesture by the league, but let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe in the event that you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.